What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Yes, I'm sitting in my chair again, so if you don't like this kind of videos, click off whatever you guys want to do, but welcome back to the channel guys. If you're new here, I post sneaker stuff, vlog stuff, a lot of different stuff, but today probably one of my most, if not the most asked question is, can you make a video on how to legit check your sneakers? So guys, this video, I have no idea how long it is, but I want to be as thorough as possible. And also, I just want to explain this real quick, just so you guys don't get fooled. I'm not going to be going through each sneaker by itself. That would literally take me days to do. So instead, I'm going to be going over the most popular models and just kind of some things to look out for and one really good way to legit check your sneakers. So if you guys are down for that, keep watching, and hopefully this video does not disappoint you guys. So if you're in the sneaker game, just whether you're an average consumer or you want to be a reseller, legit checking is probably going to be one of the most important things you need to do, because if you don't want to pay those GOAT or StockX high prices, you're most likely going to have to resort to buying used pairs off of eBay or like your local marketplaces or stuff, and you want to make sure those shoes are legit so you don't get scammed for your money. So that's where this video can help you guys. So let's start this video off by one of the most easiest ways to legit check your sneakers. There's an app called Legit App, and if you guys don't know what that is basically they check your luxury items, your sneakers, your clothing, all in the app. And I know before you guys ask, yes, this video is sponsored, but have you seen me do sponsorships before? Most of the people that come to me with sponsorships, I don't like their service, or I don't like what they're promoting. So I would not promote something I fully support and fully back, and something I use myself. I've been using Legit App for 3-4 weeks now, and then they finally DM'd me and I was like, yo, let's make this happen. Because I was already writing the notes for this video, and they hit me up. I was like, dude, this will literally be so perfect for this video. To show you guys the service actually works, I'm gonna go into my phone right now. I'm gonna screen record. So basically, what you're gonna wanna do, open up the app. So right here, you can see my balance. So you have a couple buying options right here. You have your basic, 3 legit tokens is $3 US. 2 legit check tokens, you get your legit check done in 30 minutes, or for $1 or 1 legit check token, you get your legit check done in 1 or 12 hours or less. Most of the time, it's a way less than 12 hours, but that's just kind of what they go by. And if you use my link down in the description below, you get a free legit check, so I'm sure that'll help some of you guys out. So basically, I'm gonna show you guys how to use this app, because it is a great tool for those beginning resellers, or maybe those average consumers that just wanna know maybe whether or not your shoe is legit, or you already know your shoe is unauthentic and you just wanna win like a PayPal claim or something. This will definitely help your case trying to get that money back. So basically what I'm gonna do right here, I already have 2 shoes lined up. We've already put these through the app, but I'm just gonna show you guys the pictures you guys need to take to authenticate your sneakers. So I'm just gonna do it again real quick. So you click on your shoe. For me, I'm gonna pick 30 minutes or less, and then you have the photo instructions right here, and then the required photos, you have to take a picture of the exterior outer. So it's gonna be the outside of the shoe like this. So just take a picture, boom, that's one. Next, the inner of the shoe, bop, like that. The heel, the outsole. Now, here's the tricky part for some shoes. You just have to muscle it out a little bit. It's taking the insole out. Some of the shoes have glue on the bottom, so it's a little tougher to get out, but you just snap a picture of that and the bottom of the insole. Now you want to check the stitching, make sure nice, oh, let's do that again. Boom, take a picture like that. Now you're gonna want to take a picture of the label, just like that. Take a picture of the front Nike Air sign and the back of the tongue. Oh, let's take a better picture than that. And boom. So once you do that, you can put your product code, like your QR code, your product source, where you got it from, and how much you paid for it. And then you can also put some notes for the authenticators when they check the shoes. But I don't really need to do that because I've already checked these shoes. So let's check the outcome, because if you guys watch my videos, you already know what the outcome will be on these ones. So if we just go back real quick, go to my authentications. So you can see right here, I checked it at 9:45. I started the 30-minute service, and they got back to me at 9:47 saying it was a replica. And one of my favorite things about this app is they don't just say it's a replica, they actually explain why it's a replica. And this is why I favor this service over other legit checking services that people might offer. So see, you can see right here, it says replica. You can get a certificate, and then it has a replica score. So this identified as a 2, I believe. So the higher the number, the harder it was to determine. So this was a 2. So I guess it was pretty easy to determine for them. And they said, they have some notes here that authenticator, blah, 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 the number said, they said the inside label, the bottom of of the insole bottom, and the interior stitching was off. And then the second authenticator said the exterior is off, the inner sewing is off, and the inside label is off. And then they pointed out some pictures here. They can see what's off. So yeah, it's literally such a time saver. You're spending either $1 or $2 to potentially save you thousands. If I did this back in my case, I would have saved $1,300. So I would say that this app is definitely worth the investment. You can see I've checked the same shoes before, and they came out as replicas again. So it's a good thing to know. If you guys are interested in downloading the app whatsoever, there'll be a link down in the description. Make sure to click that, use my code, you get 1 free legit check. It helps me out a lot, guys. But now you're probably watching still because you want to learn how to legit check your shoes aside from having like a second opinion like that. So let's dive into it. This way to check sneakers goes for almost any sneaker you're checking. And for this, you're gonna need this little thing right here. It's called a blacklight. You can get them for around $5 to $20 on Amazon, depending on which one you get. I'll try to remember to leave a link down in the description to a few, but this is definitely an essential if you're checking sneakers. What you're gonna wanna do is get your box like this, whatever you're checking, and scan over the box label like this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but usually if the shoe is not real, it's gonna have a little Chinese factory stamp. So you're just gonna wanna scan over the box, make sure they have no marks like that. If they do, your shoe is unfortunately fake, so that sucks. Definitely go over the whole box. If you see any of those symbols, automatically your shoe is unauthentic. So that's the first step with the black light. Next step is we're gonna dive into the sneaker. I already know this doesn't work on this shoe because I've already done it before, but this shoe right here. So this shoe right here, you're gonna wanna grab your sneaker, get your black light, and scan over the shoe. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not, there's little tracing outlines from where they were cutting them out in the factory. And this would absolutely never pass Nike's quality control. So if you ever see these little outlines on your sneaker when you're going over them with the black light, that automatically entails that your shoe is unauthentic and you need to go get your money back or whatever, just don't buy the shoe. So you can see it all over where they cut out the shoe. You can see them. That's how they know where to cut the shoe when they're putting it together. And some fakes, they're really good though. They know about this and they'll try to wash it off with like rubbing alcohol or something. So that's why you gotta keep watching because there's multiple ways. Don't think if your shoe doesn't have these little patterns on it that it's automatically authentic. There's definitely more you have to do to legit check your shoe. But this is just one way, a good way. If this has it, it's automatically fake. And while we're on the topic, if your shoe has this little StockX tag on it, does not mean it's real. Unfortunately, like 90% of the times I've had these things on my shoe, the shoe has turned out to be fake, unfortunately. So I'm gonna show you guys just a quick little way to legit check them real quick. You get your tag and there's like a little QR sticker in the back, shine the black light on it. And if it doesn't have a little glowing X on the back, your shoe is fake. Or not the shoe is automatically fake. It's most likely fake, but it's supposed to have like a little X when you shine a black light over it. So that just shows you that this is a fake StockX tag. Sorry, I cannot speak right now. So yeah, definitely be careful with that. You can literally buy fake StockX tags on eBay. It sucks because when you see a StockX tag, you want to think it's legit, but most of the time it's not. So now that I've gone through those steps, keep in mind, those things go for almost any shoe, whether that be a Yeezy, an Adidas shoe, although I don't think I've seen any Adidas shoes with that factory outline, but they do come with a little Chinese stamp, the Chinese factory stamps on them. So definitely watch out for those. But now that we've gone over how to use the black light, I'm gonna go over some of the most popular shoes, and I'm just gonna go very in depth on how to check that shoe. So we're gonna start off with arguably one of the most popular shoes of all time, the Jordan 1. So when checking Jordan 1s, you wanna keep two things in mind. There's men's sizes and there's grade school sizing. Not everything that goes for men's sizing will apply to grade school sizing. And I'll explain which things. Starting off on the men's pairs, first thing you wanna check is this Air Jordan logo. You wanna make sure that the R and the D in the Jordan are touching. If it's not touching on a men's pair, there's a few cases where it doesn't, just because the Wings logo is not imprinted into the shoe. It's like I don't know how you explain it, but it's like a sew-on type of thing. So it doesn't apply to those shoes. I think like the Air Jordan 1 Fearless is one of them, where it's like a little plastic thing. It's not painted on like this. But for most Jordan 1s, if the R and the D are not touching in Jordan, the shoe is most likely not authentic. But as for the grade school pairs, I unfortunately do not have a grade school Jordan 1 right now. But the R and the D are not supposed to touch on grade school pairs, so just keep that in mind. Next, this might sound a little little weird, but you're gonna wanna look for the hourglass shape in the back of the heel on Jordan 1s. It doesn't really go too much for the for the GS sizes it doesn't really apply for the GS sizes. The GS sizes are more just like, it's not so defined as the men's pairs, but if you can kind of see, it kind of dips in the middle and then comes back out. This is a good sign when you're looking at the back of the shoe. This shoe slightly has it, but you can see it's a little just more of just straight down when you're looking at it. And while we're on the back of the heel, I wanted to point this out. When I'm always legit checking Jordan 1s, you'll see me squeeze it right here, just because most bad fakes, they won't be using a good like heel counters, I guess, the plastic inside the heel to keep the form. It'll be a cheap plastic, so you'll be able to squish it really easy. This is a real pair, so I'm not able to. This, you can see I'm kind of squeezing it a little easier, just the plastic is not as good, or whatever they put in here is just not as good quality as the real ones. So let's move to the Nike Air logo. This doesn't apply to this one because it's a weird one. You can see it's stitched on, so this shoe does not apply to this, but most regular Jordan 1s do. So like this, you can see like this, this logo just looks a little off. It feels weird. I don't know how to describe it too well, but when you handle a lot of Jordan 1s, you'll know what I'm kind of talking about. You can see, this is a real pair. You can see how the Nike Air looks a lot more cleaner and neat, but then you look at this one, and you can kind of like see the threading, like how they stitch it in. It doesn't look as quality as this other one does. So that would kind of be like a little red flag for me. Also, I don't know if really, I wouldn't really say this is like a big giveaway or anything, but just this tongue to me, like, I don't know how to describe it too well, but you can kind of see the difference on the tongues as well. They feel a little different. This one's just more, I don't know, it just feels cheap. This one feels like quality, you know? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to describe. But yeah, so for the Nike Air thing, you're just gonna want to check for the quality. Make sure that this writing on the back isn't peeking over onto the front. Keep in mind, some Jordan 1s will peek a little bit over the front, especially on older pairs. But if it's like looking like this, that's an automatic red flag. This goes for new pairs only, because if you do it to used pairs, that's kind of disgusting. They have that distinct Jordan 1 smell. I don't know how to describe it, but if you've had a pair of Jordan 1s and you've sniffed them, you know what I'm talking about. They just have like that really clean new shoe smell. If you get a pair of Jordan 1s, you're legit checking them, just sniff them if they're new. The fake pairs, they'll have this smell. It'll smell like cheap glue and like a Chinese factory. That'll be a huge giveaway that they're fake. Real Jordan 1s never have that cheap smell to them. So this goes for the stitching on here. A lot of fake pairs do get this right, but I will go over it anyways. So you can see this crease right here, this stitching outline. Make sure it always goes above the Nike sign. If it's touching the Nike sign, or if it's like somewhere in the middle of the Nike sign, that is not a good sign. You always want the stitching to end right above the Nike logo. Keep in mind, don't solely, when you're first beginning to legit check sneakers, don't solely go off my tips I'm giving you. Definitely pair your opinion with an app like Legit App. So once you become the determination of whether you think it's real or not, I would then get Legit App's opinion and then kind of go from there. If they say the shoe is fake, it's most likely fake. If they say it's real, it's most likely real. And if you think it's real, so definitely, I'd wait like at least 5 or 6 months before you solely go off of your opinion when legit checking shoes, because fakes are just getting so good nowadays. It's so hard to tell, especially if you're just beginning. I would definitely get a second opinion from an app like Legit App. So now let's move on from the Jordan 1s and let's go to one of the other most popular shoes of all time, the Yeezy 350. Probably one of the most fake sneakers in the game right now. We got our Yeezy. This is the only new box I have. It's not a 350, but all the Yeezy boxes are pretty much the same. The most easiest way to legit check your Yeezys when first starting is checking the size tag on the box and the size tag on the inside of the sneaker. When you're legit checking a Yeezy 350 box, obviously hit it with the black light. Make sure there's no Chinese factory stamps anywhere on top of the box or on the box label. Make sure that this sticker, I know sometimes quality control messes it up and it'll be like, I've seen some pairs that are upside down, but if just like this sticker is just way too small or way too big, it should be just like fit right between the Adidas logo. Where it says made by Adidas, it should fit right between that. Looking at it, I kind of know what to look for just in like the boldness of the font and stuff. Make sure there's no ink bleeding or it doesn't look sloppy. Also, I've noticed a lot of pairs come with very cheap looking boxes, so the box will be creased all over here. That entails that they shipped like through DHL and they came from China. The box got beat up bad. So now let's move on to legit checking the size tag. We now have our Yeezy 350, and this is probably my go-to legit checking method because some boxes there'll be a replacement box or it just won't come with a box at all. What you're gonna want to do, look at the size tag. It's gonna be a little hard to describe for me, but what you're looking for is making sure there's no ink bleeding. There's a little QR code, and then there's gonna be an Adidas logo behind that. So you're gonna wanna make sure that all those letters are defined and none of them are like bleeding over onto another one. That usually means that it's fake. What I would also do, if this is like your first time legit checking a Yeezy, what I used to do personally is I would get pairs off GOAT and go onto the youth section and compare those size tags to the one I'm legit checking and just compare and contrast, see what the differences are. And then by then I got good enough to where I could just look at the size tag on the Yeezy and give it probably like a 5-second glance, and then I could form my opinion whether or not the shoe is fake. But if you're starting, also, I would just like to say again, use legit app, please. Don't solely rely on your opinion when you're just starting off. You will save so much money, trust me, please. But there are a few other ways you can legit check your Yeezys, or it's not supposed to feel hard by any means. You want to be able to push it down with somewhat ease, and it should bounce back extremely quick. A lot of fake pairs, they'll be extremely tough because they want to cut down on costs, so they won't be using real boost. It'll be extremely firm. That's what I use for the bottom. And then when I'm legit checking the uppers, just make sure that the Supply 350 is centered. I don't really know how to describe it too well. Also, I also look for the stitching that goes along the top of the shoe. Make sure it ends below this little, I don't know, what would you call this? Just like this front piece of plastic right here. If the stitching ends like somewhere up here, dude, it's a terrible fake. Don't buy it. Also, a lot of fake pairs mess up on this little heel right here. You can see there's like a little bump. Fake pairs, it'll just be like straight. Like it'll just compare it to real pairs. Like I said, use GOAT. GOAT is awesome to compare and contrast. I believe legit app you can use to compare and contrast things. That's the Yeezy 350. Now, moving away from Adidas, this might sound very vague, but this goes for a lot of the newer Nike and Jordan releases. A lot of them will have this green and white sticker with little lines going through it. I'll pop up a picture on the screen of what that looks like. This shoe right here has it. I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but there's a green and white quality control sticker right here. If your shoes do not have this and they are a newer release, I think they started putting them in either 2017 or 2018. It started, I believe, with the Off-White pack, the Off-White collection that they were releasing. So they put these in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's very faint. But there's little diagonal lines that go through the sticker. And I'm not talking about the lines inside the box, because sometimes you'll be able to see that. But they're lines that go just straight through the sticker. If your shoes they have the sticker, but they do not have those little lines going through them, your shoe is fake. That's usually one of the best ways. This goes for almost every single Nike and Jordan release that they have. Yeah, if they don't have that sticker, I would automatically just pass on the shoe just to be safe. But yeah, make sure they have those lines going through them. I cannot tell you how many thousands of dollars I've saved by just looking for that little sticker right there. I know I only went through 2 shoes, but those are the most popular shoes. And if I were to sit here and explain every single Jordan 1 through 35 or whatever they have now, I would be here for days. This video is already long enough as it is, so I would definitely recommend using legit app, guys. Watch YouTube videos on how to legit check a specific shoe if you guys are curious. Just learn, research your shoe, research your shoe, research your shoe. I cannot say it enough. This is a time thing. You won't get good if you don't legit check your shoes, you know what I mean? It's one of those skills that you develop over time. I really wish I had time to just go over every single shoe that's ever been made and tell you guys how to legit check it, but there's an app for that. If you guys want to go download it, it'll be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys found it useful in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing down below, hitting the like button, maybe even leaving a comment. Also, I want to thank the guys over at Legit App for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Out the gate like Messiah, run around my head in barbed wire.